So you know how people used to make fun of other people for asking if Dragon Ball Sparking Zero is going to be on PS4 or Xbox One? And then one guy went viral for asking about the Switch. As a joke, I'm sure. I mean, 2.1 million views, that's crazy, right? And it was hilarious to me at the time. Well, that didn't age too well. And we do owe this guy an apology. Because forget PS4 and Xbox One, Sparking Zero on the Switch is real. And honestly, I'm still kind of in shock. And I'm just wondering, how? And also, this has just led to a lot more questions, not just about Sparking Zero, but kind of gaming in general. But before I get into that, I want to thank you for clicking this video. I'm your boy Kaizen. Hit that like button and that subscribe button for more anime game content. But with that said, let's go over this news. So this came at the Nintendo Partner Direct. So it was all the third party games, and there was some stuff that I predicted and some stuff I didn't predict. You know, Persona, Final Fantasy, and of course I did in fact predict Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, as did others. And I thought that as a bonus they'd reveal the third DLC. Well, there was more news other than just the Switch 2 release. I mean, we all knew about the Switch 2 release because if you didn't know, the Switch 2 version of this game was leaked kind of, I think a few months ago by some kind of Arab regulation company. You know, the companies that like give the age rating for the game. Yeah, well, that got leaked. So it was just a matter of time, right? Well, one thing that I don't think anyone, and I mean anyone, expected was a Switch 1 version. I just want to put into perspective like how ridiculous this is, right? There are PS4 games where when they get Switch versions, the Switch runs it abysmally. I don't know if that's a word. Terribly. Compared to the PS4 version, right? I mean, I'm pretty sure that's how it was for Persona 3 Reload and Persona 5 Royal, I think. In fact, no, Persona 3 wasn't on there until this direct. Persona 5 Royal ran really slow on the Switch, right? So tell me how it makes sense for Sparking Zero to not get a PS4 and Xbox One release because the game is too beefy, right? I mean, none of us even questioned it because the game looks incredible, don't get me wrong. The game does look gorgeous and nobody questioned it, and it still sold incredibly, despite probably losing millions of possible sales due to so many people still being on Xbox One and PS4. I mean, the stats don't lie, right? It only recently might have surpassed old gen, you know, with the new gen consoles, current gen. So how is it that they skipped Xbox One and PS4, yet somehow the game gets a Switch released? Not just that, but it gets a Switch release first with no announcement for PS4 and Xbox One. Now this does make me and everyone wonder. First of all, is the game just not optimized on PS5 and Xbox Series X? Like, if it was optimized better, it could have been on old gen this whole time and got more sales. Because let's be honest, they're putting on Switch 1 because millions and millions of people could buy it, right? So many people have Switch as their primary console. And of course, you know, while the Switch 2 is selling very well, it's still very early in its years. I mean, it literally just came out a few months ago, right? So not as many people have moved on just yet, which I'm sure will change, but I guess they want to get the sales now to ensure that people don't feel like they're wasting their money on a Switch 1 version of this game because, you know, the Switch is going to die out very soon. They've made it so that you can port your Switch version onto the Switch 2 once you do upgrade, and even like pass on some of your save data. Not everything, but enough of it. And I think that's really smart, you know. Because of that, I do kind of see the appeal of buying a Switch version if you have the Switch and just aren't ready to upgrade your console yet. Because I mean, you're gonna upgrade eventually, right? So you don't have to worry about buying the game again or like you're wasting your money. You're ready for it. You're ready for the Switch 2 version of Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. But first of all, this makes me think, how long are they planning to support the Switch 1 for? I mean, don't get it twisted. They've clearly downgraded the game like a whole lot. I mean, if you just look at these comparisons, people are saying it looks like a PS2 game. I will say, and people have pointed this out, the designs of like the buildings and stuff do kind of look more Dragon Ball-esque than the hyper realistic buildings in the PS5 and Xbox Series X versions in terms of like the color and design. But in terms of textures and details and all that stuff, yeah, it kind of looks like a PS2 game. Like even the dirt and the rocks. I will give them credit for one thing. The actual character models look surprisingly solid. Like, they haven't downgraded much at all. Of course, we do have to see in action. It's probably going to be 30 FPS. May have even been confirmed already. It's not ideal, but even the fact that it will run well on Switch 2 is pretty impressive. So the fact that it's even on Switch 1, I mean, I want to say credit, but it's kind of shocking really, and I don't know if it's a great idea. It's clear that they just wanted the money for it, but maybe this means PS4 and Xbox One will get releases too. And I gotta say that while this is good news for some people, I find it just hair-pullingly frustrating that they aren't optimizing games, not just Sparking Zero, but games in general, and the fact that they won't let old gen go. It's like, why do we even have our new gen consoles? I don't even want to call it new gen, current gen consoles, if not only are games still being on old gen to the point where it almost feels like it's unnecessary to upgrade unless, you know, you want a certain few games like, I don't know, FF7 Rebirth, and I don't even know what else. I guess Sparking Zero technically, but now it's like old gen level. And we're hearing that the PS6 and the next Xbox aren't too far away. It's like, did this console generation even happen? It's pretty frustrating. And I feel like a lot of these games, especially like on PS5, and it's especially the case with games that are on PS4 and are on PS5, but even when with these games that are only on PS5 generation, like with Sparking Zero and I guess games like FF7 Rebirth, yeah, they're only on those generation of consoles excluding the new Switch 1 reveal. But now it's got me wondering, have we even been playing true current gen games, or is it simply a case of devs being too lazy or being too rushed to optimize the games? Because now it's clear Sparking Zero could run on PS4, let's be honest, especially PS4 Pro. And yeah, they downgraded it for the Switch 1, but they probably could have downgraded it even less for the PS4. Like, what could have possibly motivated them to do this? I get it's money, but like, is it that much money for Switch 1 and not PS4? And of course Xbox One as well. I don't know, it's just crazy to me. Now, I was a little disappointed at the lack of the DLC 3 announcement, but to be fair, they just released the Kakarot DLC, and of course they're about to reveal more info for the new My Hero Academia game, and maybe they don't want to clash with Sega because of the new Demon Slayer Hinokami Chronicles 2 release, which is currently in early access. Check my other videos on that at the end of this video. But now that we're in August, I gotta say, this month has to be the month that we get DLC 3 news. I want to play a Super Saiyan 4 Goku, both small and adult, in Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, and I know most of you guys do too. So this has to be the month. I'm gonna make a random ass prediction right now, and I'm gonna say August 16th. I don't know why I chose August 16th. I think August 16th will get some kind of trailer. No, actually August 17th, because I think the Beast Gohan reveal was like January 17th or something like that, right? I'm gonna say August 17th. Let me know when you think we're gonna get the DLC 3 reveal, and the actual DLC itself probably released like what, 3 days after, especially for early access, right? And also, since the game just got a Switch 1 reveal, I need you guys to let me know, because I genuinely don't know. Do you think Sparking Zero is gonna get a PS4 and Xbox One release? I mean, at this point, as frustrating as it is, it's like, why not? You've clearly shown that the game can be on there, so why the hell not? There's a lot of people that are clearly missing out on the game, so I would understand, and the game will probably be cheaper too. It is cheaper on Switch 1, by the way. I believe it's launching at $60, which is kind of funny because you can get the game a lot cheaper than that now anyways, but that's Nintendo for you, right? But yeah, do let me know. And since you've watched this far, you clearly like my content and you want to see more of me, so why the hell wouldn't you hit that subscribe button and that like button? It helps me out a lot, especially being a small YouTuber. But hopefully one day I won't be a small YouTuber, I'll be a bigger YouTuber, and you can say you were an OG on my channel. All of that said, check out my videos on screen now. I think you'll like them, especially the Demon Slayer ones. Follow my Twitter in the description below. I'm very active on there talking about these games, other games, anime, and everything in between. All that said, I've been your boy Kaizen. Thanks for watching, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.